Hey, beautiful people. I am so excited to have you here today because I'm going to be talking about how I don't give my clients to do lists. So, if you are just hearing about me, I am Desiree Cocroft. I am an executive life and leadership coach, your Get Your Life coach, your Soft Life CEO, all the things. And it was surprising to some people to know that the first thing I'm not going to do is give you a to-do list of all these different skills and tasks you need to learn and develop after finding out what is it that you want to do differently in your life. Because here's the thing, you're not ready to take action. You're not ready to get down on this to-do list of how to be a speaker, how to be a coach, how to leave my job, how to, learn how to move to a different country for a little while. These are the types of things that people want to do, or find a different career path, blah, 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 right? So sometimes they'll come to me like, this is the problem that I want to solve, but I can't even talk about that day one because here's the thing. If you have not already done something to make a move in that area of your life, you're not going to do anything with a to-do list. I'm going to tell you right now, the way that your brain is reacting is fight, flight, freeze, fawn. You are already procrastinating or afraid of the list, or you sabotage yourself after getting started. And so you've done that for yourself. You may have asked other people or AI how to do X, Y, and Z. And so clients come to me after they've done all the things, trying to figure out how do they redesign their life? How do they do things differently in their life? And I always pump the brakes. It's like, you know what? You need to slow down and get quiet with yourself and really take a moment and realize what has truly been getting in my way. What has been the reason I've been hesitating in the first place? And so giving you a to-do list, giving you this task list, giving you all the things that you can do from A to Z to actually create the next version of the life that you want. Sure, you're a go-getter, you're a high-achieving person, you've already done amazing things, you could go do that, but you might still be left feeling unfulfilled or feeling like I did all that and that's not what I really wanted. Many times, and myself included, I have just, kind of drank the Kool-Aid in wanting to, pursue a thing because it just seemed like a shiny gold object that seemed like an amazing thing to pursue. I've been so attached to wanting to do things for the sake of feeling good at the end of doing it, and always haven't thought that it was the thing I actually wanted to do. It was almost that dopamine hit of achieving something. If you're anything like me, I've been that way since I was a kid. I wanted to be on the honor roll. I wanted to be in clubs. I always wanted to be active. If I was in a club, I wanted to be on the committee that was planning the things for the club, be the leader in that situation. And it gave me a rush. It gave me a sense of fulfillment. And a lot of times it was fun. But as I became an adult and started adulting, a lot of what I was doing, I realized I was doing it from this place of I need to do this in order to feel approved by other people, myself included. Others wanted to be seen as this go-getter, that person that does everything, like Desiree will get it done. It was something about it that I literally created a world where I liked being the achiever. I liked the feeling of being asked to do something and to get it done and people be satisfied by it. There's nothing inherently wrong with doing those things, but a lot of times when we have created this identity around achieving, being the person that people ask to get everything done, and being seen as kind of like this bionic woman that gets everything done, we really create a world where people don't realize that we're tired, or people don't realize that, we have things that we need as well. And how can we blame others when we really created this world? And so before you know it, you get confused on what do I really desire and what am I doing just to be doing it? And so with that being said, I don't believe in giving clients the exact blueprint of how to do a thing. And I say it like that because, we all have blueprints. I even have a blueprint of being a soft life CEO, but I don't like to leave from this place of like, this is going to be what does it all. Because at the end of the day, yes, you can get blueprints. We can get things printed out for us, screenshotted for us, videos of it. You can get information, but information doesn't mean anything if you have not done the inside work to help you actually do the thing. And that is what I like to give people a to-do list on, is that inside work, the inner work, the quiet work, the work to help you get yourself together so that you can actually be in a place ready to do the other work. The other work that's actually easy for you, because if you have been an achiever, if you have done things like I have, you started a business before, or you started a family, or you got the promotion, you switched careers, you got out of, poverty or whatever in your family that has been seen as something that you were never supposed to be able to do. If you have done amazing things in your life, you're not going to have a problem with a to-do list. So I want you to take the opportunity that most people are not going to tell you to take, and that's to slow down. In this fast-paced world, this fast-paced life, everybody's talking about, hurry up and get it done, let's go, let's go. I have been guilty of the same. And I do believe there are some things that have an air of urgency on them, but I also have realized that sometimes that urgency is not necessary when we really can slow ourselves down and go slow to go fast. If we really take our time on what that deep-rooted issue is, everything else will accelerate. But when we keep going, and we don't really take the time to be present with ourselves, we end up missing what we actually desire. And we find ourselves at the end of something that we didn't know we were wanting in the first place. And so from this video, I really desire for you to take away that scratch this to-do list that you've been kind of hanging in the back seat, talking about, I'm going to write this book, or I'm going to change my job, or I'm going to start this business, or there's something that I want to do creatively in my business right now, and I don't know what it is. If you've been sitting on something for a long time and you have been feeling guilted about that to-do list, I want you to forget about the to-do list. And I know people don't say this, right? I want you to forget about the to-do list, and I want you to really ask yourself, what do I really desire? Because you might find that the thing that you've had on this to-do list, you no longer really desire when you think about what you truly desire. I want you to ask yourself, what is that? Whatever area of life that might pertain to that thing that you have on your to-do list, or maybe it doesn't pertain at all. I want you to get really clear on what you desire. Because when you think about what you truly desire, you might find that all these things on your list aren't the most important thing, aren't the thing that matters at all. You might have been just creating these things to do to feel fulfilled, but ignoring the thing that you actually desire, which would really create true fulfillment. So ask yourself what you desire. Second question. Not a hard question at all, but maybe it will feel hard for you to be vulnerable with yourself. But I want you to ask yourself, what is the hesitation you have to move forward with going to get what you desire? So you're going to think about what you desire. And I don't even want to say think, because I use that word because we all use think. But I want you to really feel into it too, like get out of your head. So, sometimes we say think, we get in our head like, I don't know what I desire. It's just like, okay, ground yourself, breathe, get into that childlike wonder and that curiosity. Take 5 or 10 minutes. Lock yourself in the bathroom if you have children, if you have a family and all of that. And I want you to really consider what you desire. What are the things that you desire? And you can free write in a journal. I'm a big journaler. Free write in a journal. You can, if you don't have a journal access, especially maybe you had to go in the bathroom, go ahead and record your voice, transcribe it, whatever. But I really want you to get it out of yourself. What is it that you desire right now? And you might find that it's not even anything that's truly tangible, but it might be something that is more of an internal desire. Maybe it's more of peace. Maybe it is more joy. Maybe it's more balance. Maybe it's more presence. And then thinking about, well, you know, y'all know what I'm saying. What would align with those feelings? Because we do things for a feeling. And so maybe what's been on your to-do list, you've been doing for a feeling, and maybe that's just not the feeling you want anymore. So I want to share a story because I've started 2 businesses. I have a nonprofit dance company that I've had for 21 years. It's a dance company in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Shout out Signature Dance Company. And I have my own coaching and consulting business right now. And while I've been on my business journeys over the years, one thing that I had to come to grips with is I desire to be a multimillionaire. I am a multimillionaire in Jesus' name, right? And so I've gone back and forth with that because there's so much that I've had to work through with, you know, thoughts about money and thoughts about all of these things that people say about people with money and having to really unlearn that. And I'm still in the process of working through a lot of that. The other part is I had this thought that it would be tiring and I would be burnt out if I was a multimillionaire, right? And then I had this revelation that I don't have to do life like other people do life. And I definitely don't have to follow people that are tired. And multi-million-dollar, you know, building of wealth is not just revenue in a company. It's in assets. It's in making your money work for you and all of that. And so that was one of the things where I found myself having all these things on my to-do list to make money and to exchange dollars for money. I'm like, I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. And then I found myself getting tired. And then I kept saying to myself, you know what? Like, do I really want this? And so then I pulled back. And then the answer is, it's like, no, yes. And I have very great journal reasons why this is good for me and for those that I desire to serve. And at the same time, I had to go back to that to-do list, right? The one that I kept putting off, and looked at them. I was like, I don't actually want to do it the way I wrote it down. The way I wrote it down was what other people said you had to do, what other people that I envision as being people that are burnt out have done it the way they did it. And I have to go with what God has called me to do and how to be aligned to that, because whatever God has called you to do or whatever he's told you to do, you're not going to be burnt out about that. In my opinion, it might feel hard. It might feel uncomfortable, especially initially. But at the end of the day, he's going to give me something that's going to help me feel not burnt out by it. I'm going to have the grace to do it. Yes, I might have some tired moments and all of that. We are human beings. But overall, I'll be able to look back and be like, you know what? This was good because I had the grace to do this. And I did something that I actually enjoyed. And it felt good to me. The hardest part is getting myself out of my comfort zone. And I think that that would be the hardest part for you as well. So do this activity, you all. It's going to be so helpful because that is what was helpful for me to get really clear about, okay, what do I desire? Because I keep putting all these things off. I'm starting to feel overwhelmed by, you know, wanting to be a multimillionaire and all these different things. And I'm like, okay, why? What do you want to do? What is this like, right? And then I had to be real with my hesitations. It was like, yo, I don't want to be tired out. I don't want to be burnt out. These people be acting like they not tired. I'm like, y'all look tired. And so I want you to spend some time seeing what your hesitation is and then, you know, redefine what success looks like. What does success look like for you? I'm so excited to hear what you get out of this for yourself. Go ahead and put it in the comments. If you found value in this video, please like, share, all the things. And if you like what you hear and you desire to work with me, I am doing a new series I'm so excited called Future Her. Series that is really for that powerhouse woman that has already done all the things. You've built accolades, you built businesses, you've done things, you've created a family, you know, you have all these different successes and you're not done yet. There's something else you want to keep building. There's something else that you want to do, even if it is like just changing how you do life. Then this is the series for you. So you can go ahead and get added to my email list. And when it is ready to launch, you will find out soon. And so go to DesireeCocroft.com and you can find that for yourself. Until the next time, see you later. Bye.